Hello, welcome to the Context Needed podcast. My name's Kyle, joined with the Trashman.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Dance moves. Hello. I think you got your name wrong. It's actually Daddy Dong.
And below us, I'm going to defeat you with the power and friendship and this gun, Ollie, who isn't actually here.
Held on us at the last minute. And I can't believe he did this to me.
Ollie can't make it today. He's got some personal matters to attend to, which is understandable. We didn't want to cancel it again because obviously we've had 2 weeks off. We kind of wanted to at least do something. So it's going to be the Trashman and Monkey stream today.
Somebody give me a ship name for that. What are we even going to talk about?
Well, originally, I was wanting to start off the stream with new. Obviously, it's all New Year. We're all trying to do new things, and I was going to try and get us plug some of the stuff that we was going to be doing because obviously Ollie's trying to do a lot more of his Instagram stuff with his gun stuff, but obviously Ollie is
bailed on us. He said he really needs to have a wank. So. I mean, when you've got to go, you've got to go. But Jesus Christ, I didn't think it'd take him an hour.
Hey, the longer you leave it, the better it feels. It turns out he's just edging for an hour straight.
It's going really slowly. It's with the tips of his fingers, just that slight sensation.
No, I think originally I'd also said we could try and talk about some free-to-play games because I have been playing a few at the moment. I don't know about you.
I don't want to talk about my problems, okay? I didn't think this was an intervention.
It is an intervention. You need to stop spending money on anime waifus.
Well, I'm a head out. It's not a problem. I've not played. I played that the other day, and I was like, I just got duplicate waifus. I didn't even get any of the new waifus.
See, I still haven't got Mona.
Neither have I. I just got I think I got another. Who did I get? I got a duplicate of what's her name? The Yuang. I don't know her name.
The fire shield, the fire spear girl.
I know. I got the fire sword girl that I've got.
I don't even know the fire sword girl.
That's Xingling, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know.
Xingling's the spear user.
Xingling's the spear. No, it was the other one, with the sword, the pirate lady. I got her.
Oh no, she's electric, isn't she? Beidou.
Oh no, she's electric. Beidou, yeah, she's electric. Sorry, I got her, which is good because I use her quite often still.
Yeah.
And I got a duplicate of. I think I got a Sucrose duplicate, and I got a duplicate of somebody else. Can't remember who.
I don't think I ever showed you the ones I got because I did. I think I deleted the screenshot as well. When they had for anyone obviously listening, we haven't actually said we're talking about Genshin Impact. We haven't played it for a while, but it's a free to play game that we kind of played quite heavily. But the most recent, I think I did 2 10 rolls because of all the primo gems they'd given out.
Yeah, I didn't do that, and I was like, why did I not do that?
And then after that, I think I had barely enough to get another 10. So I was like, you know what? I'll just put. It was something like £2 to get enough to do another 10. I got Amber twice, Razor, and Kaya. I think it was. The shit ice dude. And it was literally, wow, I got 4 characters, and they're all people I don't care for anymore.
I literally just used the ice kid, and there's the electric. Oh, is it the electric haired girl? I don't know. I've got a couple of them I just don't use, and they're from the Chinese area. And I literally just use them to missions where they pull back materials.
Yeah,
that's it. Because they get it half the time, even though I've not played the game in weeks. I've
got
loads of story to catch up on, which I'm kind of excited to do at some point. But
I think I am going to at some point. Just maybe potentially what I'm thinking of is I'll finish up Ratchet and Clank free, and then I may just do
big couple of days where you just
like a day or two streaming Genshin, just doing all the story stuff, just to see what I've missed, see what I can catch up on. Because I think the issue I have with Genshin is it's falling into what I call free to play hell. And there's a lot of games that struggle with this, especially games where it's a consistent playing, where you get so far ahead and then you've got nothing to do unless you just want to grind.
Yeah.
And
it's better than others though, because
not definitely
generic kind of like, like the strategy games. As much as I loved, like, is it Girls Frontline? Yeah, as much as I love that, and I love the character designs, because I do like guns. It's just, it's literally, I'm sending them out to do this and this and this. That's literally all I'm doing is.
Yeah, it's a lot of auto sit around.
Yeah, it's better than that, which is good. But yeah, it is definitely just a slog.
It's a bit of a grind, especially the higher level you get, which is understandable. But the issue is, I've noticed, to get really powerful, you have to be very lucky, even with money, because
there's items,
weapons. I don't have any good weapons. Like, I don't have any standout weapons in that game.
Yeah.
I've got loads of good characters, or at least a handful of good characters that I can use, but the weapon drops are just not good at all for me.
My thing is I want to get all the characters, but then I can only use 4 in a squad anyway, and I've pretty much got that. I've got that good set team now, and I'm just like, this isn't making me happy, okay, guys. I'm like, this is meant to be filling in the holes. And that is why
I am only allowed 4 waifus in my team at a time. I want more than 4 waifus.
I have taken it upon myself to go and donate I haven't donated any money yet, but I'm just going to donate money to Femboy streams. I mean,
are you actually going to donate money?
I might donate money, and because honest to God, the content's better than just like the EFOS. Femboys are where it's at. Boy,
I remember what's his name again? Sorry, I can't remember his name.
I think it's like Finster. He was like a Minecraft YouTuber.
Yeah, it's like Finster or something. I remember when you sent me that the first time, and I looked and I was like, wait a minute. This guy looks better than some of the girls I've gone out with.
This is what I mean. And they're like, what the fuck, bro? Like, jeez.
Well, that's
where my money's going to go.
Rather than diverge into that, because that's a complete separate topic that would be very, very interesting to talk about with Ollie, especially as well. I've actually also been playing a game called Gundam. Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operations 2, I think it is. That's the full title, I think. And it's literally the UC timeline of Gundam. So the Granddaddy Gundam show, Gundam Zeta, Gundam Double Zeta, all of that timeline, and it's just a multiplayer like Gundam shooter that's just really fun to play.
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hadn't put any money into that game whatsoever until last week, where I put £70 into it in one go. Because they had it was like a New Year rolls, where basically there was 4 rolls and you get bonuses on each rolls. And then the last 2 rolls, you would get one of set suits, and it was like
on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
Wait, can I download it here? Oh, PS5 or PS4?
Yeah, it's honestly, I really enjoy it. It's one of those things you would probably enjoy it as well, but it's PlayStation exclusive. But it's just, I've been really enjoying it because it's a free to play game where even before I put money into it, I didn't care that I wasn't getting the coolest suits, because
they're all so cool. Though.
They're
That's
all
the
cool
thing
suits. All the way the combat works for all suits is good, and the thing is, you don't. Unlike games like Genshin, where it's like I am using these characters 100% of the time. You sorting into battles. The battles last, I think, 10 minutes, and they all have a set cost limit as well. So you'll do one where it's like, oh, this is a set cost limit of 450. So I can't go and use like my Gundam Mark II that's level 4 for a 450 because that's a 500 cost suit. So I have to go and use like the OG Gundam or one of the Gundam Pale Rider Cavalry from the side shows or something. But then you've got even like the really, really low cost ones where it's like, this is a 150 cost fight. So you're literally using the cannon fodder mobile suits that get killed in one.
Kind of, fucking just not even proper mobile suits. They're literally just like the little kind of artillery units.
No, they're all still the proper suits, but you're literally using like. There was one that's called like the GM Trainer, where literally all it has is a pistol, a grenade, and a shield, or Zaku. Yeah, or literally the Zaku 1, the original Zaku, which has just a machine gun kind of thing.
Yeah, I need to finish. I need to carry on watching the original because I've got the original. One of my mates gave me a copy of it on USB, and I need to finish watching it because it's so good.
I really want to because I got Mobile Suit Gundam Wing on Blu-ray recently. I really want to watch that through again, just because I love how melodramatic and over the top that one is. It's literally.
Isn't that the one where it's like? Isn't the one you and Tom were talking about? Where it's like talking about something, she's like, "I'll goddamn kill you, bitch."
It's literally. So the first episode is Hero Yui falling from the. He basically his suit crash lands on Earth. He wakes up. Well, he doesn't wake up. He comes to on the beach, and there's a girl called Relina Peacecraft who's called the ambulance to save him. And he like gets like, she saw my face, and then kicks a shit out of the ambulance crew and steals their van. And then it turns out he's actually going to their school, and that's his cover story. So she knows who he is straight away. He's the boy from the beach. But she wants to talk to him. She wants to get to know him. So she goes and gives him an invitation to her birthday party. And because it's a really posh, well-to-do school, like boarding school, everyone like, oh wow, yes, this is amazing. First invite out, and it's this new boy. And he just
wait. I think I've seen that scene.
He just rips it up. And then she like turns to the side and starts like shaking her fist, like nearly crying. He wipes the tear away from her eye, walks past her. I'll kill you. And then all of a sudden the music just goes
Mate, I need to. I'm gonna watch the OG. I might watch a couple of episodes tonight actually, because I watched a few. And I'm gonna do some more of my Gundam because I've got what's it called to finish still? The fucking claws from
Full City Rebuke.
Yeah, Full City Rebuke. Oh,
from Iron Blooded Orphans, yeah.
Iron Blooded Orphans, yeah.
I still have Epion to finish.
Do you?
I haven't got the space.
Well, I've got Thingy up here. I've got I can't remember any of the names. My little baby boy.
That's Barbatos.
Barbatos, yeah, I think it's like one of his early ones.
Yeah, that looks like his third model, so that might be Barbatos Rex.
Yeah.
Because there was Barbatos and there was Barbatos Rex.
I think it's like the one before Barbatos Rex.
Because there was Barbatos Lupus Rex, which was the last one.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Barbatos Rex was like the third variation, I think. So it was like 8. That like usually Gundams will have like 2 or 3 variations over the series. Barbatos had like 7 variations.
It was just because he was getting destroyed, like because he was just fucking absolutely demolished in the suit every time he used it.
Every time he used the suit, he pushed it past its limits and broke it.
Every time he used it, he fucking destroyed that, and he destroyed his own body.
It was the engineer. I'm sure the engineer joked about it at one point when he brought it back, and he's like, "Are you ever going to bring it back in a way where I don't have to fix it?"
Yeah. Such a good anime.
Yeah, that was because I noticed recently, like, I'm not the biggest fan of the UC timeline. I find the UC timeline is people overhype the UC timeline for Gundam for me.
The UC, the OG one, isn't it?
Yeah, UC's OG. So you've got like Mobile Suit Gundam, Gundam Zeta, Gundam Double Zeta, Unicorn. But then there's all the little sideshows like War in Pocket, Double 008 S.
Really tiny, like kind of chibi. Well, not chibi, but like the small kind of like silly kind of ones, which was a spin-off as well.
Oh, that's SD Gundam. That's something different.
Okay.
But the thing is, UC Timeline has so much stuff in it, because obviously you've got Unicorn, F91 is in it, you've got Crossbone, I think it's called, there's Recognister in G, it's literally a ridiculous amount, and some of it's just like, I can't, I
think I'm gonna watch like the first two scenes, like the OG I'm started watching, and
OG is worth a watch just because of that's where it all began, kind of thing. Mobile Suit Gundam Zeta, some people consider it to be the best series, and it is one of the best, in my opinion. It's amazing. But then you've also got, like, once you've watched those, Double Zeta is much more light-hearted, and some people didn't like it because of that, but I found it pretty good. But then there was Unicorn Gundam, which there's a few ways you can watch that now. There's the series, or there's the original OVAs, where they were all like an hour to an hour and a half long, I think, and I think there's 5 of them, and that's the way I watched them. And now I watched all of this stuff in English dub. I watched the original OG in English dub. I watched Gundam Zeta in OG dub. Double Zeta doesn't have an English dub, but I also watched Unicorn in English dub, because that's how I watched anime at the time.
You watched it on like live TV though, didn't you? Like proper, when it was brought over on like.
I didn't watch those. No, I watched a lot of the Mobile Suit Gundams in English, mainly because I watched Gundam Wing live when it was coming over on Cartoon Network, and that was in English dub. Gundam Seed and Seed Destiny I watched in English as well, just because it's kind of just the way I was watching them. But Unicorn Gundam, like, I was literally paying for that to watch it the day it was releasing, kind of thing.
It's got, like, you've not even got proper subtitles. You've literally got a translation sheet.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
Fucking what's it called? I was watching what's it called podcast in Noriaro, who does the drift videos over in Japan. He was talking about how he was watching Eva, and he watched like one of the films, and there's a scene where something happens, and he read it before he watched it, like before it got to that specific bit. He read ahead a little bit, and he was like, "Oh no!" It gave away like a really big spoiler to that. Obviously, what happened.
That's something I'm so hype at the moment, because the newest movie's coming out this year now. Finally.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
I've waited years.
I need to watch the series still. That's still on my list of like. And I started watching it, but I think it's because it's one of those animes. You know where everyone goes, gotta watch it. You've got to watch it. It's like you've got everyone going, you've got to watch JoJo. And like I started and I watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and I kind of like not really feeling it at the moment.
Yeah, I can't.
I think I can enjoy it, but I'm like, this isn't like I can't watch this right now. It's not what I'm after.
Yeah, I've never been able to get into JoJo personally.
I watched like It's the End of the Fucking World instead on Netflix, because I started watching Eva, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. I was like, I'm not really after this kind of show at the moment, so I just watched It's the End of the Fucking World. And
Eva's a very heavy show, because basically the guy who made it, I think his name's Hideyeko Anno, I think it is. I could be completely wrong there, but he was basically incredibly depressed when he was making that show. And it was also kind of the like, this is your last chance, I think, moment for the studio, I think. And that's why the last 2 episodes...
Write the good anime!
Well, the last 2 episodes don't really have anything to them, because they ran out of money.
I need to watch that. I've literally just written down in my list of things to do this year, like kind of not a New Year's resolution as such, but things to do. I've literally put build more Gundam. And goddamn, when I go to Japan, it's not an if, I will be going to Japan at some point. I'm going to Odaiba because I am going to see that goddamn fucking.
Yeah, I know. I didn't get to go. I just didn't have the time to go, and it kind of made me feel sad because I wanted to go when the Unicorn Gundam was there,
the OG one they put up. Yeah.
Well, no, because there was the OG Gundam that's always there, but there was
there's only one now. There's only one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's the OG Gundam because they make it walk now as well.
No, well, I think that one's not there. That's not a Diver. That's
somewhere else. Must be the Unicorn Gundam that's there now then.
The Unicorn, I think the Unicorn one's the one where it's like the
split horn
point at the top.
Yeah,
the split horn. That's the one that's there at the moment because it does like all the.
It does all the transformation, yeah.
And it's like I watch a video and I'm like, look at it. It's like, why don't we have shit this cool? It's like, what have I got? We've got Transformers. Do they make giant statues of them that transform slightly? No. Boring shit. Fuck off. Japan, spicy big mech robot.
Why not?
It's like, do you know what? We made it move a little bit. Now we're going to make it properly move because we're fucking insane. There's like no monetary gain out of this, but we're doing it.
Oh no, there is a fuck ton of monetary gain out of it. It's called tourism.
Yeah. But it's like, oh, it's so fucking cool. And I want to go see that. I'm definitely going to go see that. I think the old one, they moved around from city to city.
Because that one, the original one was literally just the Granddaddy Gundam, and it would move its head left and right.
What was it? The 70
RX-78-2.
Yeah,
I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I think the original one of those is still the original one. Then they've started building another RX.
RX-78-2 is the original Gundam.
Yeah.
It's the only Gundam that's literally just called Gundam.
Wait, is their Prime Minister changed?
It's in so many. I just typed in RX-78-2 to look at it, and it's on the fandom, like Gundam fandom, and you scroll down to where it says game, and Jesus Christ, it's in so many games.
I don't like fucking news websites where like subscribe to our news website. No, let me view your content. Put ads on it. Idiots.
There's a lot that do that, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah. So there's the Unicorn Gundam, which is still in Thingy, just quickly, and the RX-78-2 went to Yokohama. And it's at Yokohama, and then they've got another.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, because it's at the Yokohama factory for the Gunpla stuff, I think. Because there's an event going on in that Gundam battle operations at the minute, and the Gundam that they have in Japan is in the game, just stood there, just chilling, which is pretty cool.
And the moving one is in Yokohama as well.
Yeah. That's the one
it's the same one.
I think that's the one that they've got to walk, I think, at the minute.
Yeah.
It makes me sad knowing that we'll never get like
mechs
because they physically cannot happen.
Well, currently they physically can't happen.
No, it's people have looked at the
This is the thing, it's like, yes, with our current science as it is, but there was like I was watching somebody, and it was like some scientist, and he's going like, look, what we've currently got is what we currently know with what we've got, but there could be other planets far out in the distance where they've got other materials.
That's the issue, yeah, is the material, it's the weight.
That's what I mean. It's like for us at the moment, yes, but when we've got space travel and we're fucking off into the stars, holy shit, we could have that shit. I mean, like, I just want to
pilot a mech. I just want to pilot a mech. Get in the fucking robot, Shinji.
Get in the fucking robot. It's like, you don't get that over we don't get that over here in the UK and the United States. When I was a kid, I grew up with fucking Transformers and the aliens, and they come down and like, oh, look at Transformers.
The best bit is Transformers was okay at times.
Transformers, the only reason Transformers happened is because there was like they partnered with Bandai.
Yeah.
Was it Bandai? And they were obviously the Japanese were like, yo, fucking robots, bro. Just get on it. Your kids will love it. I don't know what you've been fucking about with this action, man. sounds pretty shit to me. They're like, give them fucking robots.
Trying to find. I'm sure the original Transformers.
It was definitely a joint thingy.
It was produced by American toy company Hasbro and Japanese toy company Takara Tomy. I've got a feeling the Japanese toy company kind of got in on that shit because of how big Gundam got in Japan.
Yeah. Well, it was Gundam, and there was a couple of other shows they had at the time which were like Robot Heroes, and that's why they was Robot Heroes. And don't get me wrong, I'm shitting on Transformers. Transformers is good, but you can't pilot a Transformer.
No, because they're a sentient alien.
I can pilot a mech though in my dreams. So
it's that full dive technology. Give me that full dive technology so I can go have a date with a cat girl and then go drive a mech.
No. We need to genetically engineer cat girls, bro. Elon Musk?
Didn't Elon Musk? I'm sure you make the joke that he was going to genetically engineer cat girls.
Who's to say Elon Musk doesn't have a secret laboratory somewhere?
Well, isn't he officially the richest man in the world?
The richest man in the world, yeah. Because legally, I don't think genetically engineering humans is quite allowed. But if you've got a secret laboratory, he's the richest man on the world.
Have you played BioShock by any chance?
I started playing it. I couldn't get on with it, but I started playing it.
Elon Musk is going to become Andrew Ryan from BioShock. He's gonna be.
Oh my god! With some evil mastermind down in an underground water city.
I can fucking see it though. I can see it. He's just like, no, you can do whatever you want. Fuck the morality.
He's like, just do it. Don't let your memes be dreams. Yeah, honest to God, I so badly want to go to Japan. So badly.
I remember when I haven't actually talked about it on stream before. When I first went, so I'd only ever flew with like family members or with Becky. I never dealt with the passports or the tickets or any of that kind of nonsense.
I've been abroad once, right? When I was 10, maybe younger, and we went to Spain, and that was it.
See, I've been abroad loads.
I don't go abroad.
Yeah, see, I've been aboard loads, so I've been on planes loads, that was fine. It was just I'd never dealt with the actual, technicality of it all myself. So when I got to the airport, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to act like a complete noob so I can get all the information, because otherwise I'm going to fuck up somewhere. So when I went over to the desk to, hand over the baggage and all that kind of stuff, I literally just said to them, so I've never flown before, and I'm going to Japan, so can you just explain a few details to me, like what happens to the bags as a transfer, what do I do when I get to the transfer place, because I've never done a transfer. And they went, you're brave, flying for the first time to Japan. And I had them like, it's not my first time flying, but I just need you to give me the information in the easiest way possible.
I don't know where I'm going. I think you can get some flights, because I know James and Matt, they got a direct, and it was cheaper.
Direct is easier, but for the time I was going and the flights I was looking at, it was cheaper to do a transfer.
Yeah, that's what I'll probably look at, is just what's cheapest. I'm hoping to get somebody to go with me, because I'm a bit like.
Well, I think the reason why my flight was made cheaper was because the flight there was great. It was literally something stupid like a 20 to 30 minute layover in the transfer, but it was made cheaper by, on the way back, I think I had a 3 or 4 hour layover in Munich, I think it was, which was fine by me because I had the really, really long flight, and then I just got to chill and get some food and relax for a bit before then a quick hop over back.
That's not bad, is it? I mean, I'm just like I say, I've literally flown once to Spain. I didn't have to speak. I think the only Spanish word I knew at the time was hello or good morning.
Hola.
I can't remember. I can't even remember that word now. It was like an all inclusive at the hotel. We like went out. I think we went to Barcelona at one point. I can like remember. I think Barcelona. I don't know. It was so long ago. I don't even remember where we went to. Like I can remember the hotel nearly vividly,
Yeah.
kind of. And if I went back there, I'd have like fucking proper like holy shit, like I've been here and like I can remember walking through here and all that. And like I can
Yeah.
kind of imagine the foyer at the moment, but like I've got no experience traveling abroad. My mum and dad, we couldn't really afford to go abroad every
Yeah.
year. We'd probably have been able to do like we could go abroad for one holiday a year, but my mum and dad were like, look, we want to take you on, give you proper holidays throughout the year. So we'd go camping, we'd go to holiday homes and stuff, because then they could afford to do that, and we'd have it like Easter holiday, we'd be able to go away.
Yeah,
Summer,
see,
we'd be able to
it was
and
the
then
opposite for me.
October as well.
Yeah, it was the opposite for me with my, because it was obviously I lived with my mum growing up and my stepdad. We did the opposite. We didn't have like little holidays here and there. They just saved, and we just did one big holiday where we'd go to like. We did Spain once. We didn't care for it. I didn't enjoy it personally.
I didn't. I'd probably go again just to be like see it as an adult.
I want to go mainly to see things like the Barcelona cathedrals and all that kind of stuff, but I wouldn't want to spend a lot of time there personally. But after that, we used to go to Turkey. We went like Turkey pretty much once a year for like 5 or 6 years, and we just always go to some of the hotels in the mountains because they were the best ones to go to and just do all inclusive. And it was a bit crazy when you'd actually want to go to like the towns, because all the hotels were up in the mountains, and then you had the towns where all the pubs and the bars were, and they were down in the actual like living areas and shopping areas. So you had to get down the mountain, and all the time it was just minibuses that were literally just like minibus taxis, which they would fill with as many people as they could, and then they'd drive down these mountains at fucking breakneck initial D speeds, literally
like
this far to the fucking cliff edge. I
know what I'm doing. Hey!
You literally, no, seriously, you'd look out the window, you can't see the fucking road, you just see sheer drop.
Have you seen that bus video in Japan where the guy's taking the bus down like some of those just fucking...
He's drifting it.
He's basically drifting this fucking... I'm like, yo, this guy, and he's just like, just using the palm of his hand to spin the wheel.
He just doesn't care.
It's like, this is pissy. I do this route every day. I've literally memorized it. I could just close my eyes. I think,
to be fair, there are a lot of them are like that though, because I had to ride a bus to go up to, I think it was Fuji 4th station is the last station you can get up to via bus or car. And
like on Mount Fuji. Did you go on Mount Fuji?
And the bus driver, it looked like fucking something from fucking like futuristic movie. Like it looked like a fucking robot, just the perfect motion every single direction he knew.
He's like, "Daijoubu. It's okay." He's like, "It's okay." I
would have been scared if all of a sudden he just went, "Nani?"
It's like his enemy appears in front of him, and it's a guy on like a pedal bike, and he's like, "Oh my, oh shit!" The bus just splits in half. And
it does that thing from.
It's not even his sword; it's a bike pump.
It does that thing from like the old school cartoons where the rest of the car disappears, but you keep moving on the seat.
It's I mean, like the thing I've got with like going abroad is if I'm gonna go somewhere, I want to go somewhere and experience it. I've not really got like I'm not too bothered about like the whole kind of, you know, people go and they literally just sit in the hotel for the whole like the entire week. I'm like, what's the point? You may as well just go.
It's
except for like the sun, maybe like you get the weather. It's like, oh yeah, but it's like you just sat outside in the pool. Like
it's the reason why that is because the way I see it is there's two kinds of holidays. If I had the money and the time, I'd have 2 holidays a year. One of them would literally be to go to a decent hotel, all inclusive, and just chill. Don't have to worry about paying for food, don't have to worry about paying for drinks. I'd just go and spend a week doing fuck all, relaxing, reading, drinking, and whatnot. And then my other holiday would be going somewhere like Japan and traveling around and looking at things and seeing things. Because there's two types of holidays. There's like you said, there's your experience holiday where you go and you see things, you look at things and you enjoy things, and then there's the I don't fucking care, I'm sitting here and I'm drinking beer whether it's 10 o'clock or not holidays.
Yeah. You're gonna fight a German for your sunbed. Fuck off! My towel was here first.
It's not even. It's not even that. Where me and Becky went when I asked her to marry me, it was a place in Kos in Greece. I'd been there before with my dad, and my dad and his wife. It's very German centric in Greece as well, and I remember they had no concept of queuing at the bar. They would just like. They'd go up there, and then as soon as the guy stopped like serving someone, they'd straight away like shout at him to get him to come to them first. And it's just like that's like sorry, after working in a bar, that's like number one. Don't fucking do that while I'm trying to work. I've got a mental image of who I'm serving next. Shut the fuck up.
So uncivilized. Jesus Christ.
So it got to the point where it got to the point where like I remember my dad did this and I did this as well, where you'd get on the bar and because we're both big guys anyway, we'd just put our presence on the bar, so even if they're shouting, our presence would take over, so they'd come to us first.
It's like, I will kill you, bitch. Pour me a drink.
I remember actually one of the funniest things that happened was when I went with my dad, it was like maybe like the second to last day we was there, they did like it was basically like an air rifle, like the break action air rifle with the pellets.
Snap barrel, I know what you mean. I had one of those. My uncle lent me.
Yeah, so it was basically one of those, and they were just doing like a shooting. I say shooting competition. It was just a bit of fun, like they do in these kind of like holiday camps.
High.
Yeah, but it was they just put a target up, and I think you had like 5 or 10 shots, and it was literally me, my dad, and 8 Germans doing this shooting. And a few of the Germans went first, and I was watching. I was like, people are going to blatantly be aiming center target, even though we're in a windy area and there's drop, because it was a spring-loaded one. It wasn't CO2 or anything like that.
The springs are good, but you've got to have a decent, like, you've got to have a...
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't.
And if they're... Well, that's the thing. It probably was a powerful spring when they first got them.
Was.
So many times the springs are all worn and fucked.
So I was watching. I was like, they're blatantly going to be aiming center target. So I was seeing how it was dropping, and then my dad went up, seeing how it was dropping, and then as soon as I noticed, I was like, right, well, I just know I need to aim for the top left of the target.
You rock up, sniper elite.
Mate, I beat everyone by about, I think it was something crazy, like 30 or 40 points. And the thing is, there was so many of the Germans that were doing it, where they were proper like going up, examining the rifle, getting like into like a pristine aiming position and still not hitting the center of the target. And I was the only one that hit the center of the target because I actually corrected.
Did you proceed to shout 2 world wars in 1 World Cup?
No, I didn't, because I'm not that much of a cunt. It was the faces that they pulled after I'd finished, because I just remember as soon as like she showed me the target, I didn't go like crazy. I just went, oh, it's all right.
That's okay. It's not my best, but I did have to be all right. I mean, like those type of holidays, like I could probably do them, but I can actually like relax quite well in like experience holidays. And the way I do it is I do like one holiday a year where I go abroad, and I do Japan, or I do New Zealand, or I'd go and do Australia. I kind of want to go and check out Australia, New Zealand. I do want to go to Canada. I'd never moved to Canada. I'd love to go to America, but they just need to get their shit together at the moment.
Yeah, at the minute it looks like a Gary's Mod RP server with no moderation, so
it is.
So I might just avoid it for the moment and wait for some moderation to come into place.
In a few years, let the mods get control again. I think I'd like to go to like maybe Poland. I'd like to go to Germany as well. There's a couple of European countries. I don't want to go to France. I don't want to go to Spain.
France. I think we've talked about this before. I've been to France. I went to Paris, and that's good for a short break. If you have like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where you
like a week,
a long weekend, go to Paris on a long weekend. You don't need to spend a week there. It's not.
Eiffel Tower. The Louvre. Bish bash bosh, go home.
Yeah. The Louvre, Eiffel Tower, there's a few other cool sites as well. Notre Dame's obviously cool as well. That was basically the Louvre, Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame, they were all really cool. We had another day there because it was to go watch a band that I wanted to go see anyway. That was where the original idea for it came from. But 3 to 4 days, you can do Paris nice and easy, and then you can be out of there because I'm sorry, it's not a very nice city to be in, personally, from my experience. I loved the museums and the sites and stuff you could do, but all the stuff in between, the city isn't clean, the people are not nice, and there's pickpockets everywhere. And it's very, very expensive to eat and drink. Yeah. It was like 20 euros for a beer at times. It was crazy.
I can happily so what I do is I do like maybe even 2 holidays abroad, depending. I mean, it depends like where I like to go, because like I'm really interested in Japan, like mega weeb. So I reckon I could probably like, depend on how the first trip goes, I could be like, I'll go there a couple of times a year if I've got the money. But then what I do is like for holidays, I like going camping, and like because it's the UK, so even though I'm like having to go pitch a tent and like I'm having to organize my own food, mate, I just like when we went in September, I just sat there. I just lay there in the sun on a blanket, just doing fuck all. And it was great. It was just so lovely and like just peaceful. You're out of the way. You're up in a field, away from like everyone else. There's a few other campers there. Everyone's really lovely, and you just relax. I really enjoy that. Like go sit on a beach for a day. Just there's kids running about and stuff. It's like, but whatever. I can just sit there and be like, yeah, this is good. Life's good. And I can get that relaxation. I don't think I go abroad to relax. I just feel like I just get too anxious about the whole like flying situation.
Yeah.
And all that. Just, like, organizing it all just gets like a little bit too much.
It's not difficult to do, the flying. It's actually like, I mean, obviously I try not to deal with it because I don't really like dealing with the clerical side of things anyway, but like the worst part about flying is the other people on the plane. And that's me saying that with overly sensitive ears to air pressure, where I literally have to take like double doses of painkillers and chewing gum consistently, otherwise I'm in agony. But it's the other people that are the worst. But that's what I found hilarious. My flights to and from Japan were some of the best flights I'd been on, even though my flight out there was very, very cramped because it was a Japanese airliner and there's slightly smaller seats for someone of my size. But that flight out there I was right next to the door. I just tried to sleep as much as I could, but I still remember, I don't remember if I've said it on the fucking podcast or not, but there was the guy to my right. It was a heavily filled Japanese flight. There was a guy to my right who was obviously like a Japanese worker who travels around a lot for his work.
Businessman salary.
Yeah. And then in the aisle, it looked like a young, well, I wouldn't say young, like a young to middle-aged couple with a newborn. And I'm instantly like, this is going to be horrendous. I'm not going to sleep. That child, no noise whatsoever. Didn't make a single peep. And I remember talking to them, one of them, while waiting to go to, like, we was waiting, because you could wait next to, like, the steward's area to get a drink, because it was a long haul. So we're both there waiting for a drink, like I was after a cup of tea or something. And I said, like, I'm surprised as to how, like, quiet your child is. I'm used to them being quite loud. And she was like, you have no idea how stressed I was about that moment. She was saying how, like, you're there, like, you know what people are thinking as soon as you pull a child out on a fucking plane. But
it's like you walk into a school and somebody pulls out a Kalashnikov. That's what it's like when somebody pulls out their kid and they're fucking playing. Everyone's like, "Get the fuck out."
But I remember the salaryman that was sat next to me. So he's working on his laptop. Like, I get on the plane, he's already on the plane, working away on his laptop. Then we start to, like, going into taxi mode. So he puts it away, puts it in his bag, puts his seat in place, and just sits there perfectly as he should. Soon as we was allowed to get his laptop back out again, gets it out, starts working away. Works away on it until it literally dies from battery. Soon as it dies on battery, puts it in his bag, puts a neck pillow on, an eye mask on, and he was out.
Gone.
Literally within seconds.
That's the efficiency of Japan. I'll always fucking just, I'm like, look at these men, look at these women, look at these people. Just fucking so good. It's like, you know, that sinkhole appeared in Japan. Boom, 24 hours fixed. That fucker comes back because they just missed a little bit or something, or it's like there was another earthquake and it, like, hit it just as they'd fingered it. Boom, 48 hours done. Bish bash bosh, fucking sorted.
What's next?
UK, we've got a small sinkhole in Birmingham. It's been there for several months and we've still not got the fucker fixed.
I remember seeing
me about UK, I'm like, whoa.
I remember this? Like I saw a lot of the road works in Japan, because it turns out basically the way they do it is they do all the road works through the night as to not inconvenience people throughout the day. So we
do that, but then we continue through the next day.
Yeah.
Then we do it the next day.
But like,
maybe a few weeks later.
I remember when I was walking around, like, they do it in sections. So, like, say you've got a 20-meter strip of road that they need to dig up and fix. They do it in, like, what looked to be something like 5 or 10-meter sections, and they do that section that night, and then everything would be back exactly how it's meant to be by the morning. So I remember, like, you'd go out, do all your stuff, whatever, walking around. You'd come back at night, walk past, and you'd see roadworks in one area, and then you'd go back. Do the next day, you come out, walk past that same street to go to the train station. Oh, they're not there now. The road's back to normal. Okay. Do your stuff, come back, and then you'd be walking back to your hotel. It was kind of like a weird deja vu. It's like, wait a minute, they're back again. I'm sure they weren't there last time.
Did they miss them and they've had to come back?
Were they a bit? I'm sure they were a bit further down the road last time, though. So I got really confused because, like, it was like they were slowly getting closer to the train station each time, and it kind of freaked me out a bit. So I had to Google it and have a look and see what they were actually doing.
That's the thing, though. I think, like, they seem to be a lot more organized when it comes to shit like that. Because, like, I can remember just before I left the council, they were talking about how they were moving the library, or something was going on when they were doing something. And there was something happening in the library, which is across the road, and they were having to run a new line. But for the fucking life of BT and the company that were doing this line, no one had a fucking clue where anything was. We didn't have any proper diagrams because they were all out of date and misdone, and just it was a fucking just massive rigmarole. So what should have been a case of, like, with the Japanese, where they're like, right, lads, tonight we've got sections A through to C that we've got to complete. Once we've completed those, we'll pack up, go home, sleep for the day, come back tomorrow night. We've got D to F, and we'll fix those, and then thingy. So they're like, we've got to do this, and it's probably only the equivalent of what section A is in Japan. And they're like, but we ain't got a fucking clue where anything is. So it's going to take us about several months to work out where it is. We'll then be able to complete the work very badly, might I add. So it doesn't work, and then we have to come back several months later to fix the fucker because we didn't do it properly.
To be fair,
We're just kind of there like,
there's something about UK like construction, roadwork, and all that kind of stuff when you hear stories about the place you used to work at losing internet access multiple times over a course of a few months because they kept on cutting through the line in the floor.
same line.
And the best bit is they had the diagrams of where all the lines were and where not to cut, and they cut it 4 times apparently.
Fucking hell. This is why our infrastructure is so shit. There's just a load of cables that have been patched up 12 times. So
because the roadworks keep cutting it.
This is what I mean. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's just this massive thing at the moment for slating England. Like, everyone shits on England and says England's such a shit place to be. And I'd never say that. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not the best.
No.
But we're in an incredibly privileged place with the NHS as shit as it could be at times, and everything's a bit of a mess. I think
we kind of briefly touched on that kind of thing in a previous podcast where I was saying how I fucking hate blind patriotism. It's all well and good being liking your country and being happy about your country, but
British name.
Yeah, but being a blind patriot where you ignore all the actual issues of your country and say you're the best country when you are very far from it.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy to be from the UK. I'm happy to be from England because it's helped me have many privileges throughout my life that I don't think I would have been able to get in other areas of my life. It's helped me through mental health issues because of having access to the NHS. It's helped me through a lot of my schooling because of having the educational system that we do have and the support we have for our university students. I wouldn't have any of that support if I was born in America, for instance. I probably wouldn't be here if I was born in America because of previous mental health issues, because I wouldn't have been able to afford for the support.
No, you'd have been in America as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And, well, look at America.
Again, it's an RP server in Gary's mod with no moderation at the moment.
All I can think of is this RP server, and it was around, I think it was around the time, just before Brexit vote. And we jumped in this random dark RP server, and I became the man, the myth, the legend, Virgil Fromage from the YouTube video. And I literally made a list of all the really like stupid things that they say in this YouTube video, like incredibly just horrible, awful things to say. And I made it like the rules of the server as the mayor. I don't know how got a box, put it in front of like one of the buildings near the mayor's thing. I'm like, hello, my name is Virgil Fromage. Please vote for me in this next election. Everyone votes for me. I basically get into power. I then build my own private police, like the SS, and then start knocking on doors. We're like going around houses, knocking on doors, and we're like, hello, I am Virgil Fromage. I'm your mayor. We're just here to do a bit of a survey. And like, obviously everyone's taking the piss. So somebody would do like a really strong accent, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, that doesn't sound very British, good sir. Could you repeat that? And then the police would just run in and be like, sir. I'm like, arrest that man, and he'd start running, and I'm like, shoot him. Fucking put him down. It was so incredibly. It was like we were literally just everyone on the server was trying to be as offensive as possible, just for the sheer fact of being offensive, to take the piss out of people who actually behave like that. And the mods come on, they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" So then, like, they pulled me up on the roof, like, you know, the classic pull them up on the roof, take their items away. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, well, hello, my name is Virgil Fromage. Like, we'll just carry on with it.
I'm the mayor of this town.
We all carry on with it, like, whenever they question us, and we're just pulling this same shit, taking the piss, just to be that, like, stereotypical racist British person. It is so stupid. Like, it's literally just taking the mick to take the mick out of it as best we can. And I think That's the problem. Is there's no people don't find the humor with this shit anymore, and nobody takes the piss out of people like that. And it's like if somebody like says something like I said, what did I say? I'm like, yeah, I like living in the UK. I think the UK is great. I think we're actually thinking. I think like currently we're not in the worst position with the government, but we're not in the best.
No.
And all this, and then people are like, no, that's wrong. You're racist. And I'm like,
no, my country is racist. Yes.
Yeah. No,
but I'm not.
It's not my country is racist. It's a select amount of people who have now become a vocal minority are racist.
No, I mean more as in like the country's heritage and historical nature is racist.
Some bloke from 300 years ago, who I've never met in my life, funnily enough, was racist.
Yes.
What the
that
fuck
doesn't
do you
mean
want me
I'm
to do
racist.
about that?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck do you want me to do about that? Oh, sorry, yeah, I've got to apologise on his behalf. Fuck off. It's like when people start on about the Natural History Museum, I will always follow by the joke that James Acaster did, where he's like, finders keepers. And he's like, and he goes, thing is though, foreign people come across and they come and they go to the Natural History Museum. I think it's free to go in, isn't it? And they get to see all their art. Like they get to see all their artifacts. And it's like, oh well, they don't even have to pay, so it's not like they're just going in and like stealing, like not paying and getting it for free. He goes, but what they do is they go into they all come into this gift shop at the end and just fucking plunder it, nicking everything. I was like, it's the best joke ever. He just put it perfectly. He's just like him, and he's just on about like finders keepers, losers weepers.
It's go back to the where it's like, oh, apologising for an ancestor from hundreds of years ago. I can't apologise on their behalf because that's not me. I will. The one thing I will do, and I will try to understand, is what strain those ancestors have put on the people they berated, and what.
I think it's understanding how we need to improve society currently, and not constantly like. Yes, these people may have said bad things, but these people did a lot of good things for the country. And those good things they did for the country, you as whatever person you're all British because you're in Britain. Most of the people who are complaining are British. And you're like, well, what the fuck are you complaining about? Yes, there's people who are racist towards you and we should penalise them totally. But the government, god damn, mate, they make it so easy for people to get jobs now. You've got to they're ticking boxes like nobody's business. You could be completely unsuitable for the job, but they'll give you the fucking job. This is
you want to be you want to be a pristine tattoo artist. You have no arms. It's fine. You can do it.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying people like that shouldn't be able to get the jobs. But there is literally a thing now, like you'll see it if you work for the government, you'll see it, and I've seen it a lot, where they're ticking boxes. It's purely to tick boxes, like they're hiring people for the sake of, you are this person, you are young female, you are young disabled, you are it. In no offense, like if you can do the job, that's great, that's good. But I've seen a lot of people who've been hired who can't do the fucking job. There
was a brilliant thing I remember reading, because I remember we've talked about this, I think off the podcast before, where I told you about how there was a girl who applied for the same role as me as a audio designer, and there was
we did talk about this on the podcast.
Yeah, so we've talked about it previously. It was a girl who I applied for an audio designer role at a specific game company. I'm not going to say who, and they offered this woman this role, even though she was like, I don't want that role. I'm a composer. I have no idea about audio design. And they literally turned and went, we don't care. You're a girl and we need more girls in the studio. So it's like, there was a brilliant quote I remember reading, and it's something along the lines of, forced equality also breeds segregation, or something along the lines of that. We're basically forcing it so you will always have even split in all roles of life makes segregation happen, because you're forcing those roles to be split when some of those roles people might not want.
Yeah.
And you're taking those roles from people that want them.
It's IT. More male people go into IT roles because more male people like computers.
Yeah.
It's just a fact. It's numbers. It's like you literally can't argue with this. Like if you did you went out into the streets and you asked people and you asked like 50 women and 50 men, yeah, what type of role would you like to do? Do you reckon you'd become like go down an IT professional role? More of the men, nearly most of the time, would say they want to do that role rather than the women. And Jordan Peterson, really like amazing to listen to. Like whether you agree with what he says or not, he talks about this, and they're trying to bring into a equality of, instead of equality of opportunity, which we should be going for, so everybody can apply for a role, they're going for equality of outcome.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make it so, like you're saying, you get in that definite mix of people in each role.
Yeah,
and
which you don't need.
They've done that over in, like, I don't know if it was Sweden or one of the other countries near Sweden.
I think, because they were trying to push as many people as they could into STEM fields or something, and there was noticing. Well, they were noticing they were getting loads of failures and loads of dropouts because they were being pushed into a field that they weren't really interested in, because it was easier to get into that field because they needed the numbers. Or something crazy like that.
It was literally a case of them trying to make it so more women were in, like you say, STEM or like engineering roles, and more men were in nursing roles, when most men just don't want to be nurses. And it's as simple as that. It's like, and I'm like, and people go, "Oh, this guy's just like, he's just a horrible human being." I'm like, the man's a psychologist. He's literally. He's a professional on your brain. He's a professional on everyone's brain. That is literally his job.
But that's why people don't like psychologists, because they don't like hearing that stuff.
They don't like hearing the truth.
Well, it's literally called something. It's called something like the kickback or the knockback effect or something like that. I was watching it on I've been watching a few Adam Ruins Everything while at work. And there's one where one of the other characters in the show basically goes against Adam and basically explains how even when you correct someone to give them the correct information of a certain thing, 80%, I think it's something crazy like 70% of the time or 80% of the time, they will double down on their efforts to go against that. Because when you prove to someone or tell someone they're wrong, it actually activates the same part of the brain that deals with pain. So when you're telling someone they're wrong, they are actually having the brain say this is painful to them. And that's why when you correct someone, you get those kickback effects where they don't want to listen to you and they'll fight you off, kind of thing. It's because of those kinds of psychological efforts, and that's why people don't like psychologists.
It's so painful. It's just like, why can't people just not be dumb? Because in the end, it's like a case of people who just like don't want to, like, everyone wants to keep pushing this one narrative, and it's like, this narrative is like, it is
wrong. It's scuffed.
In the long run, this is scuffed as fuck, and we will, if you do carry on pushing it, you'll regret it, because it will lead to just shit. It leads to extremes like you've got in America. That's the kind of extremes it will start. It will. A
Gmod RP server with no moderation.
Do you want the UK and the rest of the Western world to be a Gmod RP server? I goddamn fucking don't. I don't want somebody knocking down my door and shooting me. I don't want somebody coming in. Hello, I'm Virgil from Arch. Have you voted for me? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, we'll see about that. Just fucking gets a fucking car battery and clips onto me.
He pulls out this gun. This gun is very good at persuading people to vote for me. Why? What do you give it me or something? No, the bullets make you vote for me by killing you.
He's literally the guy in Ollie's picture. I'm here to make you vote for me with the power of friendship
and this gun. On that note, I do think we should close off for the day. It's been a very interesting one. I think, Ollie, you've been amazing.
Absolutely, just bringing all the input we needed.
Just good talk. Nice talking to you, bro. But yep, so this is obviously the new year. There's potentially going to be some changes to the way we do things with the Context Needed podcast. We're not 100% sure on how we want to do things. Obviously, we're all still in lockdown in the UK. We've been wanting to try and do some in-person podcasts for, I'd say, the better part of a handful of months now. And every single time we're trying to plan it or look into doing it, we get shafted. So it's just
Big Mojo walks in,
swings his dick into the room like, oh, think not.
Yeah, got to have another lockdown because I've heard the boys from the Context Needed podcast are trying to plan something.
So there's quite a few things that we want to do with all of us as the Context Needed boys, and potentially doing some videos for the YouTube channel. Yeah. Separate to the actual podcast, some like experiences that we're going to go do. Again, we're just having to wait for lockdown to end for all of that stuff to kind of come to fruition.
Waiting for this shit show to come to an end. Waiting for the whole thing, for the whole world just to ease off, and then we get that freedom again that we used to have. I'm also changing my name to Virgil from Arch.
So yeah, go follow him. He's going to change. He's going to change his Twitter. Please change your Twitter handle to Virgil from Arch. Please do it. So yeah,
I'm also going to turn my local area into what would seem to be a Gmod RP server.
Not with no moderation, just poor moderation.
Poor moderation.
Well, before we start with the outros, I do want to do some shout outs. Obviously, we've got the Context Needed Twitter. Send us memes, send us shit posts, do all that kind of stuff.
If I lose corrupt aesthetic, I swear to God.
We've got me and Ryan. We're on Twitter as well. Mine's IKT Oasis. Ryan is currently corrupt aesthetic. He may be...
No. I've changed my name, but my handle is at corrupt photo.
Oh, corrupt photo. Sorry.
Corrupt photo. At corrupt photos for me. Because I couldn't do what I wanted.
Yeah, fair enough. Also,
Instagram as well. Let me check that is.
Also, there is we're on Spotify, and we're also on YouTube. So go listen to us there. Go watch us there. If you want, what's that? Sorry.
Watch the Halloween episode.
Episode... You guys need to go watch the Halloween episode. It's something else. We'll say that. If you want to get in touch with us in a more formal manner, you can email us for a location in which you can then send a 4,000-word essay.
I think we should change this.
Oh, okay.
It's 2021. I think we should change this.
Okay.
You need to use a classic typewriter.
Ooh.
You need to also smoke a cigarette whilst typing it. Like
to get the aroma.
Everybody you ever see in any film from the time of typewriters had a fag on.
Oh yeah,
so must have a fag on.
It helps the aroma of the page.
I'm gonna be smelling these letters.
He's not gonna read it. He's just gonna get it out.
You need to typewrite it for us. I don't want it to be quite as long, but it needs to still be in a formal manner for us. And then I'd like you to fax it to us. So it loses the aroma.
There are no fax machines in the UK.
There are. There definitely are fax machines in the UK.
Fucking hell.
I know
fax machines are horrible things.
Banks still use fax machines. Well, no. They use fax because fax is more secure. And basically what happens is, at one end, they'll have a software that makes a fax. It then sends it as a fax. And then they'll have a piece of software on the other end that opens it up and basically turns it into an email. So it's basically they just send in emails. They just send it as a fax because it's more secure.
Yep. Yeah. So if you need the details on where to fax us or have the owl deliver these letters,
yes,
drop us an email. We'll give you those details. I do just want to do one more quick shout out, mainly for my stream. I've decided, because the past few days the stream's been going really well, I am going to start doing monthly giveaways of Amazon gift cards. So yeah, there'll be more details on that.
I might start watching you again.
if you can pull off a convincing girl look, okay?
I've already said if I get an influx of subscribers or donations, I will basically become Lady Baby for at least a stream.
I think you should at least do a week where all your streams you're dressed as Lady Baby.
I get, yeah, it is Lady Baby. Lady Beard's the guy, Lady Baby's the band.
Yeah, you can't be all three of them. Jesus Christ.
I'll fucking do it again.
I'd like to got my Instagram for my photography, which is just corrupt_aesthetic. If people could please go there, I really want to push that this year. I've got a few photos from September that I'm uploading. It may be slow to start off with because lockdown. As soon as we're not locked down, I'll actually be able to go places which aren't within the local vicinity where I've already taken a gazillion photos of, so I can actually post more content. But it will get better. I mean, there's already 213 posts on there. I sometimes post funny memes in my story, so you could go there for that. I think I'm sometimes funny, maybe. Sometimes I'm not. But yeah.
He's trying, okay?
I'm trying, okay. I think trying.
It'll be unfair of us if we've been plugging stuff. I will also help Ollie. Ollie has his Instagram, which is Captain Crack Shooting Shack. It is literally for
Cracks shooting.
Captain Crack's Shooting Shack.
Yeah.
Crack is plural. And his most recent image is of his 3D printed foregrip for his firearm, which is literally a ball sack. So yeah.
Oh, he's got a new one he might upload soon as well, actually. So
yeah, I don't know if he's able to upload that one.
Yeah, actually, no. That might go against terms of service.
But yep, so again, New Year. Thank you guys for watching all of last year. Thank you to all of you guys for listening as well. It's been real fun to keep doing this, and we're going to keep doing this, and hopefully we can keep going with the output we've been doing. And again, once lockdown comes out, we'll be able to actually do something in person as well, which would be great. But with that, I'd like to thank you again for watching. My name's been Kyle. We've had Ryan, the Trashman, and Ollie, Power of Friendship, and this gun I found.
I've got the power of enemy and Jesus on my side.
But again, thank you guys for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye now. See you later. Have a good time.